You are listening to The Michael Batson Show. Jahmyr Gibbs, first round, 12th pick. He's fast and athletic, but just like Jack Campbell, which we'll talk about in a sec, many people didn't love this pick, especially taking a running back. They don't go high, right? Like, Bijan Robinson is the exception, but that's the first time in 5 years that a running back had been picked inside the top 12. Do you like this pick, and how surprising was this pick? And was it a reach?
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they took him at 12. Like you alluded to, I don't think most of the draft nicks, right, the mock drafts had him going that high, and certainly it wasn't just about that. It's the value of the position doesn't quite match up, in today's NFL with spending the first round pick a lot of times. But look, the Lions think that, Jahmyr is going to be a dual threat star for them, sort of a playmaker on multiple levels for their offense, and something that keeps it humming for a long time. Obviously Gibbs had a really productive career at both Georgia Tech and Alabama. I think he led Alabama in rushing and tied for their team lead in receptions. Lions will use him in a very similar way, and they see him as being a complement to David Montgomery in that backfield for the next few years. So, surprising, and I certainly think, the value of taking both running backs and linebackers in round one. There's a reason why NFL teams don't do that very often, but look, the Lions got a good player in Gibbs and somebody that should help them on the field this fall.
Yup, and because, the next running back wasn't taken until 52, right? It was Zach Charbonnet, so they could have held off. You also have Dave Montgomery, so it was surprising. And then the linebacker you talked about, Jack Campbell, round 1, 18th pick out of Iowa. Another guy in a position who you don't draft much, only 2 of those guys, linebackers, taken in the first round, the other named Will Anderson. And, the problem with linebackers is they don't hold value, and, they don't hold much trade value. Take, for example, Roquan Smith. I'm a Bears fan. I'm from Chicago. Great linebacker, but we only got a 2nd and a 5th for him. Would you have liked to see them go in a different direction with this pick?
Well, frankly, I don't care where they go with the picks, but I know a lot of Lions fans would like to see them go in different directions just based on the value of it. Again, it's sort of the same concept where, look, the Lions looked at this draft as, I think it was light on blue chip prospects. They're in a window where they can win right now, or they think they can win right now. Really, their first 4 picks should all be of help for them here in the next 4 years, and sort of help them with this window that they have to win. And so that's sort of the part of the reason why they did it. They like the players a lot. I think if you talk to anyone around the league, you take the value out of it. People do like the 4 players that they drafted with their first 4 picks, and that obviously includes Gibbs and Campbell. So those guys should play big roles for them. Where the critique comes in, or where the question may come in, is a couple years down the road, and just like you alluded to, are you drafting another linebacker? What sort of resource are you spending on the running back position? Both those guys, the value that you would have to pay them on a second contract, it may not match up. It may not behoove you to keep them beyond their 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it may be. So that's where the value proposition comes in. I don't think anyone has a problem with those guys as players. They both should be very good contributors for this team beginning this fall. And again, for a Lions team that sees itself as just beginning a window to contend for a championship.
It was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rap last time that I checked. I was selling zones in the set. Make a $250,000, no sweat last time that I checked. I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress last time that I checked. First you get the money, then respect, then the power and the hoes come next last time that I checked. I've been self-made from the dribble. I was